Last week, the Canadian federal government committed $500 million for businesses just like yours to adopt AI in your business. Not the tech giants. They want businesses in Canada to start adopting AI. This is a big deal. It's about time the federal government has recognized that it's time to actually invest in Canadian businesses. Right now, you can see all the big players in the whole AI world are pretty well centralized in the United States, and now we need a solution that's made here in Canada. In this video, I'm going to go over why this matters, some of the key points about it, and then what you can start doing in your own business starting today. Two things landed this past week. Number one is the $500 million commitment for the program, but also a recognized strategy called AI for All that has been dictated by the federal government. So, two things landed this past week. One, AI for All is the main initiative the federal government is focusing on, which encompasses the second part, which is a $500 million commitment in investments. I don't think that's going to be enough. I think we're going to need a lot more of a commitment from the federal government to actually help us achieve the goals that we want to do in tech and AI. But it is a start. It's a recognition that this has been a problem in Canada, especially in our tech sector. We do have a lot of darlings out there, Shopify being one of them. Clio, a Vancouver-based legal service software company, is another one, and many others as well. But we've really fallen behind from what the Americans are doing. And when we think about it, really, the big area of concern here is that Business Development Bank Canada, in their research, have found that only 30% of small medium enterprises are actually using generative AI in their businesses every day. What else here is really, if you think about that, 30%, that means, one out of every three of your competitors are actually out there using AI. To me, I feel like that's a bit of a laggard indicator, as far as that we're really far behind. I think that this number should be actually higher. I think it might be higher, but that's the number that they're finding. Maybe that's the applicable use that's actually documented. I've talked in previous videos like shadow AI is already happening. But maybe this is the case. But regardless, when you start thinking about it, if you're not using AI today, I can tell you right now, at least based on research, we're seeing a one out of three are already doing that. So why now? What's the big deal about it now? Well, the funding and the attention will certainly not sit at this level forever. If you participated in CDAP, the Canadian Digital Adoption Program, one of the things is that many people didn't jump on that right away. And they all rushed at the very end to kind of get some funding in there. And I know many that are not even actually using it today. So right now it's this time to jump on this, and now's the time to get in there and get involved with these different programs that are available and take advantage of that. Okay, so here are the things that actually happen really in plain language. Number one is the AI for All is the government, signaling AI adoptions here. They're recognizing this. The Carney government is really indicated, okay, we're going to put some time and some thought and some effort into this. The timing, especially giving all of the tariffs, the negotiation of CUSMA, is really all playing into this, as far as we need to actually create some, national strategy around this. We're also looking at the $500 million LIFT program. This is financing to help small, medium enterprises actually adopt and get into the AI game. The more to come on information regarding that, but I assume that we're going to find stuff very similar to how the CDAP program, there'll be authorized consultants. You'll be able to bring them in, whether it's for creating agents, whether it's adopting different AI tools, or working with some of the new up and coming data centers that are being announced, such as in Vancouver. TELUS. Regardless of the controversy around data centers in Canada right now, they are badly needed for us to actually compete in the global stage. Really, the other things around this is just recognizing the fact that when you look at all the different businesses out there that could use AI to help create efficiencies in their business, to help them actually compete on a greater scale, this is kind of the main points of what we're seeing with this program that's come out from the Canadian government. So I really want everyone to think about this as this is not just an optional thing. Whether you take advantage of the Canadian government program or not, the key factor I want you to keep in mind here is the fact that your competitors are doing this. 30% of them are already utilizing generative AI in certain capacities. And that's just on the generative side. We haven't even talked about deploying agents and autonomous agents and different tools such as that, different solutions as well. they are doing it. And this is only going to incentivize more of your competition to get out there and actually start adopting these AI tools, which is going to make it even more difficult for you to compete in the greater scale of things. So keep that in mind as you're starting to evaluate whether or not you should be jumping into these kinds of solutions yourself. So now, when we get involved with AI, let's say you decide to take the plunge, whether it's the BDC program, whether it's something else that's kind of encouraged you to start going down the path of AI. I really want to emphasize some key points that I've talked about before is that you can't just go in and say, let's throw AI in there to solve some of our problems. What you need to do is find out what the most expensive thing in your business is, what process is really expensive, something that is creating probably low value, but it's really expensive to do. How can we actually address that with AI? And this is what businesses are doing every single day. They're identifying that something is costing a lot of money and they're finding efficiencies by automating a lot of these tools. For example, sending out a proposal to a customer. Wouldn't it be great if, I don't care if you're in HVAC, if you are in forestry, if you're oil and gas, whatever it might be, you're sending out proposals to your customers in order to get them to want to purchase something from you. Imagine being able to do that something custom and not only make it custom, but the time to prepare a proposal in the past where you open up Microsoft Word, you go and create the proposal, drop some information into it. Imagine automating that where you click a button within a few seconds. You have really tailored, customized proposal that goes right out to your customer. So if you're thinking, this all sounds great, this sounds exciting, but I just don't know where to start. Or I don't even know in my business if any of this can be applicable. I don't even know how this is going to work as far as this $500 million grant program coming, or rather loan. What I want to suggest to you is have a conversation. This is the conversation I have with business owners every single day is really what can you use AI for in your business? Canada has a huge opportunity. I'm glad the Canadian government's stepping up here. And I think that we can actually all come together to help each other out to really come up with some really cool, creative ways of taking Canada to the next level.